Exham Priory presentation in association with all WNY News Radio. It's another week of the Nick and Dan Show, Season 2, bitches! Starring your hosts, Nick and that lovable motherfucker, Dan. Not to mention myself, Carl Winslow. And featuring ThinkSoJoe. This week, Nick and Dan are joined by local artist Kyle Gleason from Stampede Studios to talk about artwork, music, and zombies. Plus, ThinkSoJoe sobers up for a little while to sit on the couch and shoot the shit. And a song from Wyatt Coin.
Tonight's show is presented by beer, the letter 7, the numbers F and U. It's the Nick and Dan Show.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Kyle Gleason with us from Stampede Studios, a good friend of mine that I work with, but also is an amazing artist, as I found out probably about like 2 or 3 years after we started working together.
Yep.
That's done artwork for our band, Exham Priory.
It sure has, and we do own one-off pieces of his as well.
We do. I know we've got the album cover.
Yep.
We've got, well, you've got Koi Fish.
I do.
I've got a drawing of Cthulhu.
You do.
And then we also got that sweet piece of art.
He
Dan,
got us. He
show
made
the
us
people.
a beautiful little present for us. We have this badass piece right here, done by a one Mr. Kyle Gleason of Stampede Studios.
And that's fucking awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
So Kyle, how are you today?
I'm over.
I have a few more of those. We'll fix that.
A little bit of hair in the dog.
Right. Now, why are dogs biting us exactly?
I don't know.
Do you remember a dog?
I wasn't there for the dog.
I mean, so I don't get where that saying comes from.
I don't know, man.
So, like, if a dog bites you,
Yeah.
and you're feeling like crap the next day because it fucking hurts because a dog bit you,
Yeah.
does that mean that if you get some of it tear and eat it?
I think you actually have to rub it on.
Okay.
Like a topical one.
Yeah.
Right. So is this, like, supposed to help prevent lichenism or something? Is this how baby werewolves are born or prevented from being born?
Maybe.
Alright, so if a dog is going to bite you, make sure that you take some of the tear afterwards for some contraception.
Yes. So you won't become a werewolf, but you'll probably get mange in the infection.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
We play doctors on YouTube.
Sometimes. Well, no. Jim Schwartz and his friends play doctors on YouTube.
They do is, listen, we can all play doctors on YouTube.
True.
Doctor.
Dr. Feelgood.
Right. So Kyle, awesome fucking artist. Tell us what got you into drawing and artwork.
Honestly, I was about 3 years old, and my parents said I used to walk out the front window, look around, come back, and start drawing.
Really?
Damn.
And they said it was odd that someone my age was drawing at what I was doing, and they wanted to send me away to an art school. Thank God that didn't happen, because I wouldn't have a wife.
Right.
But then, I really got into art at a very, very young age. Kindergarten, probably, started learning about artists. I won a bunch of different contests. I was in the Buffalo News multiple times. I did an editorial cartoon that was in the news when I was like 7th grade. Won sculpting contests and all sorts of other things. And then when I was a senior, I did advanced placement art, and it was the first one, I believe the first one in the high school to get a perfect score on the drawing exam.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what does a drawing exam consist of?
Well, they give you a bunch of bullshit in front of you, and you draw it, and just like any art, I guess it depends on the eye of the viewer.
Okay.
But I didn't draw just the bottles and apples that they put in front of you. I drew that, the person behind it drawing for the exam as well, and the stuff behind them.
Okay.
So I actually, what they gave me to draw was at the bottom, and I was drawing beyond it.
Okay.
Because,
Gotcha.
fuck it.
Right.
You're not going to tell me what to do.
Exactly.
Right.
But I actually walked out of a art class when I was a freshman in college because I didn't do exactly what the teacher wanted, and I told her that's bullshit. I did the exam, I did what you said, but I knew it wasn't what you wanted, but fuck you.
Right. Art's subjective.
So I graduated with sociology.
That's terrific.
The best part about art and what I think I'm really good at is screwing up. And when you screw up, just keep going, make it better. Right. Just like that's how you discover who you are as an artist,
right?
As a musician. You screw up, you're like, that's terrible, but good, because it's different.
Right.
Goes for any media.
Okay, nice. So happy little mistakes.
Happy little mistakes. With a friend. R.P. Bob Ross.
That's right. Were you like the rest? Did you watch Bob Ross religiously when you were younger?
How else do you sleep?
Right? I don't know.
I heard he was a Marine or something, or some kind of badass.
Right.
Probably. I heard the same thing about Mr. Rogers, too. But
Yeah. Who knows?
That would be an awesome fight. Bob Ross versus Mr. Rogers.
Oh,
I would like to say Mr. Rogers will whoop his ass.
He might, yeah.
I mean, especially now that they be zombies.
Sweater vest and all.
Ooh, zombie fight.
Damn. Like chain them up and just hang like a leg there and see which one can get to it first.
Hell yeah.
I think we're onto something, boys.
Alright, Walking Dead, fire your writers. And not just because we came up with this idea, they're doing a fucking awful job in general. A terrible job. I gave up.
Did you?
I gave up. I couldn't I didn't even make it to see the person I've been praying would die since the get-go die. Carl.
He dies?
Apparently, they finally killed him.
Yeah, I gave up a long time ago, too.
I'm still not going to start watching again.
I have to see it through.
Yeah.
And you know honestly what I want to happen? Everyone die, zombies win.
Right? I didn't truly give up. I just gave up on the week-to-week basis. I have a bunch of them recorded on my DVR, so one day when there's nothing to do, I'm just going to binge watch them. But I gave up on that whole week-to-week thing.
I just have a hard-on for Negan.
Now, did you read the comics at all?
I didn't read the comics until I started watching the show, and I haven't read them through. But I actually, why I got into it, because I thought the art was cool in it.
Yeah.
And the comics and the show are just different worlds.
Right. I mean, the comics is kind of like almost a Frank Miller approach a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just feel like they wussed Negan out in the show. I mean, I get probably Pargus because they can't have him do some of the stuff he does on TV.
Well,
this isn't HBO.
Same for the governor. He did some terrible things in the comics that I guess you can't really show.
Right. I'm all cool with the slow burn, but they've almost perfected that shit. Like, we're going to take a whole season for one thing to happen.
The people who perfected that art, yes, Walking Dead is up in the upper echelon of that, but the people who perfected it are the directors of Curse of the Oak Island. Do you watch that show?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have,
I try not to.
Yeah, they've perfected the shit out of that.
That's why I stopped watching it.
Exactly.
Because you're never going to find shit.
Yeah. They found one thing, and I think it took them 3 seasons to find it. But there's always going to be guarantees on an episode. You're going to find something, and they're going to say, that's interesting, we should get that tested, and what do you make of that? Those are the 3 high points of every episode of The Curse of Oak Island.
While you guys were just talking, I realized I had paint in my beard.
A true artist. A true artist.
You assholes didn't tell me I had it?
Welcome to the Nick and Dan Show.
Do you notice you have 7 inches of paint right here?
Nope. Never saw. I wear glasses. You know, I can't see that far.
Nick and Dan will be back after these ads.
On WNY Radio, in association with FTFP Events, brings you WNY's Music Scene Showcase Volume 4, Saturday, June 23rd in Sugar City, 1239 Niagara Street, Buffalo, New York. 6 p.m. doors with a $5 cover, all ages, featuring some of Western New York's top acts, like Hojack. 96.
It's a cold day. All the evacuate the building.
Wyatt Coin.
I was half drunk, staring at my crossed eyes in the mirror, thinking back on the old
Yellow Sauce.
Space Wizard took the yellow
And Exham Priory.
We say, goddamn!
Come be part of the fun and bring everyone to the All Ages Show, Saturday, June 23rd in Sugar City, 6 p.m. door time. See you there.
If you want to hear more from the Nick and Dan Show, tune in weekly at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on allwnyradio.com for 2 length-hour podcasts, unhindered interviews, and musical performances. allwnyradio.com. Yeah, the bars are back, so pay attention.
Sludge metal. Don't the genres of metal. Only the metal community. I think they're the snobbiest of.
Dude, they really are.
They are.
Because they have to put a name. I heard someone one time say swamp metal.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the, is that like
What?
Creedence Clearwater and Metal? What is that?
Yeah.
Right, what is swamp metal?
I think it's like sludge metal, but
Swampy?
swampier. Yeah.
Singing about gators instead of fucking stabbings and deaths.
Yeah, you could do that. Or you could say it's sludge metal through a Leslie speaker, which gives you that little watery kind of...
I guess.
You know,
These are all technical terms.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around right now. But
But you're right, like, for the metal community is really the only one that has all these crazy, like, in-depth subgenres where you're looking at, like, 3 or 4 adjectives before you get to the word metal.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They'll be playing, you'll hear, and someone will go, that's not metal.
right.
That's not metal.
Yeah.
Well, it's like straightforward rock, we've got alternative rock, hard rock, classic rock. And maybe, like, you know,
Nickelback.
yeah.
Pop rock.
Yeah,
Pop
right.
rock. We've got, like, a couple of subgenres, but, you know, blues. It's blues for the. I mean, I guess you can go like there's Delta blues.
Yeah,
There's definitely a distinct correlation between, or distinction between like just your general blues and like the Delta blues.
Right. So okay, we've got a few subgenres there. Pop is
Pop.
Yeah, pop. They
Pop
really
is
don't
pop.
have much for a subgenre unless
No.
you want to go boy band, girl band.
Ooh, I have a good question.
What we got?
Current modern pop artists. Is there any that you dig? Because I will straight up say there are a few that I think are very talented.
I gotta think now. The one that comes to mind, just right off the bat, is Bruno Mars.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, he is
You know.
just amazing.
He's on
really
fire, first of all, and the full band thing.
Yeah.
You gotta respect that.
He has a very Michael Jackson thing about him.
I said that when I seen him when he did that halftime performance.
Oh,
I
my
looked at my
God.
wife. I was like, he's like Jackson wasn't dead yet, but I was like, he is the reincarnation of what Jackson was in his
Yeah.
heyday.
Right.
You know?
Well, you got to respect at least Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I mean, on
I
all
like him as a
fronts.
person too.
Right, I think like on all fronts. One, I've heard he's a nice guy. Two, he's a great producer. I really do like his lyrics when it's not like when he actually goes into a like fully built out. Not like I'm bringing sexy back. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of lame, but
Have you heard his song Mirrors or Mirror?
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to cry right now, but
Really good lyricist. He can sing. He's actually not that bad of an actor either.
No.
I've seen him in a couple of roles and he's good.
Yeah.
no, he's a
You know?
threat, quadruple threat.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, you gotta respect him even if you don't like him. It's not music a style I gravitate to, but even I've gotta give like when people bitched about his halftime show, and for the Super Bowl, I was entertained.
I was too.
You know, yeah, did he not sing a whole lot? No, but that's that style though. He's more about the performance than. But you could tell that it wasn't lip syncing because you could tell
yeah.
when he actually sang.
And,
Oh,
and if I ever did a third of those dance moves, I would be paralyzed for
Right.
life.
Yep.
And speaking about halftime shows too, with even a modern artist, I was never a fan of Lady Gaga.
Oh my god!
Until I saw that halftime show.
My wife got me into her,
Yeah.
actually. And I've been very impressed with her ever since.
Yeah, that's
So-
the thing. Like, it was like, okay, fine, Lady Gaga, she's got whatever. Like, all the young girls are clamoring about her. Okay, fine. She shows up to the music awards in a meat dress or whatever the fuck. I thought it was all like an attention grab. And then I seen that halftime performance, and I started getting a little bit, and they had a documentary on her on Netflix. And I gotta say, I'm not a true fan. I won't go out of my way to buy her music, but I respect what she's doing.
She's one of them for
Yeah.
me, actually.
Yeah.
My brother works at the arena, and so he sees, almost all those concerts for
Yeah.
free. And he said, out of all the concerts, there was 2 concerts that he thought were above and beyond. And he said number 1 was the Foo Fighters. He said they just absolutely rocked the place. He thought the place was going to fall over.
No shit.
And then they went off the stage, and then they came back. And Dave Grohl, they had a camera show, and Dave Grohl goes, they're like, one more song? And he goes like this, and the crowd goes nuts. He goes like this, they go nuts. He goes like this, and the crowd goes really nuts. He goes, and he said the second best concert he's ever seen was Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lady Gaga? He goes, you don't understand.
Right.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Lady Gaga. In fact, she's on my probably top 3 to-do list, too.
Giggity. Ew.
I'll give you that
Her,
one.
and Betty White.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd still bang Betty White.
And David Gerard. Or, Gerard Butler. Not David Gerard. Gerard Butler.
No, I mean, going back to the whole Lady Gaga thing, it's the thing. Like, I couldn't listen to her in the car on my way to work. You know, that would have to be where I'd have to be enveloped in the experience. I'd have to go to a show or see a live show, like on the halftime performance.
Right.
It just because I don't know the music that well, it wouldn't be something. It'd be catchy, like in the background, but it wasn't one of those things like Vulgar Display of Power where I'd be slapping the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
People would be looking at me next to me like I'm fucking crazy.
There's 2 others. One is Adele.
She's phenomenal.
Oh, my God.
I just can't get into her.
But you gotta, man, can she sing?
I will give respect where respect, but I just can't get into her.
Yeah.
And
I've tried.
it's not. Yeah, I like her music. No, I do like her music. I like her. And the other guy, it's not that I would ever buy the music, but man, his voice is insane. Sam Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Holy-
Now, which one is he?
He's British. He's gay. He's what the hell's?
No. I've heard of a couple of his songs, but I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I don't know his backstory.
One of the songs that I'm really thinking about is "Lay Me Down," and it's the saddest freaking song you'll ever hear, and you're just like, oh my god. But check him out.
All
But
right.
at least for vocals, the guy can sing his ass off.
All right.
And then she's not current anymore because she's dead, but Amy Winehouse. You know,
No.
I
no,
respect her.
No.
I don't understand it.
I didn't get it either.
No?
I didn't get it at all. I
Well,
didn't get
It
it.
may just be, I'm into that whole kind of pin-up rockabilly kind of look, which she had to a point, but then again, it was that kind of mixed in with that jazz style.
So you're with
singing.
me. You're with me on this then, Kyle,
Yeah.
right? I just
Can't do
couldn't.
it?
I couldn't get it at all.
Yeah.
I didn't see the talent. I didn't understand what the big deal was.
But even they wanted to put her in the 27 Club, where
Mm.
all the 27-year-olds that have died there are big, like
Oh,
Cobain and
Yeah.
Hendrix, no,
Yeah,
absolutely
I'm like,
not.
ah,
No.
No, it's like I'm not gonna fall head over heels for her, like with Adele's talent, but she was kind of up there in her own right.
But also, all those dudes were horribly impactful. Where they changed the direction of their
yeah,
genre
she
of
did not
music.
do that. I'll give
Yeah,
her that.
she did not do that whatsoever. While I mean, Cobain redefined almost what it was to play punk.
Yeah.
Where they changed the fucking because grunge was West Coast punk for all intents and purposes, and with the way he came out with it, they changed the fucking name of the genre.
Yeah.
From punk, because they were being called punk early on, they changed it to grunge.
Yeah.
That's a huge impact.
Oh yeah.
Hendrix. You never saw anybody play a fucking guitar behind their head or or destroy their instrument on stage or do
That was the start of metal.
anything that he did until he did it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, that's the 27 Club. That's why they got that big where the candle just burned out
I never
that
even knew that was
quickly.
a thing, the 27 Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the curse of 27. That's why I said, like, when I turned
Was it
20
Morrison 27 too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morrison was 27.
The
And that was
fact
the
that they
thing.
have that much success, and I'm sitting here at 32,
What?
trying to break into the music industry. It's like, God damn it!
Why do you think I didn't start trying to do flashy solos until after I was 27?
Yeah, no?
I'm like, alright, I'm going to be shitty as fuck until 27, and then I'm going to try and get good at what I'm doing. Because I don't want to die that early.
Yeah. Getting back to the artwork, Kyle.
Oh, we were talking about that.
Biggest interlude ever. We're
Right.
like, art off, and then that.
I gotta go.
Didn't you walk away from it for a little while and then slowly came back into it?
Yes, and it goes back to the college thing. The teacher that pissed me off.
Yeah.
And man, did I tell her off in front of the whole class. Telling her because she was like 25, 26 years old, and she wasn't even the teacher. The actual teacher had something go on where they couldn't work for a year or something, so whatever. So this intern teacher comes in, and she's straight out of college, and she's probably 25 years old. And she comes in, and all of a sudden, the class that I absolutely loved turned into the class that I hated. And she scrutinized me like crazy. And finally, I said to her, "You're absolutely out of your mind. I'm a better artist than you are." And I hate having to even say that.
Right.
But everyone here comes towards me wanting perspective or ideas or, oh my God, that's so cool. And you come at me and you're giving me these grades and I'm fucking out. And I stopped. And I stopped for years and years. And this portfolio that I had in my basement just stayed there forever. And then I met my wife and portfolio came with me. Never opened it up. Also, and I told my wife in passing that, you know, I'm a good artist.
Mhm.
I used to do art all the time when I was a kid. And finally opened up the portfolio and she goes, "What the fuck is this? What?" She goes, you have to do this. You have to start doing this." And I'm like, I haven't done it in so long. She went out and bought me all the shit.
Mhm.
Came home, paint, drawing stuff, whatever. And she goes, "You need to start doing this again." And I said, okay. So I started doing it. And it's not just like riding a bike.
Yeah.
My first couple of drawings, I was so pissed off that I'm like, I'm not doing this. This sucks. But as I'm looking at my art going, this sucks, my wife is going, that's insane. How do you think like that?
Right.
So I keep going. I feel like even now, where, you know, I've been going strong for years now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm still learning. I'm still rediscovering different things, taking different avenues. I have no direction of where my art's going, and I love that because if I had a set path, I would be lying to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I was telling you before we were on the camera, I've been painting things lately that I don't even know if necessarily I want to paint, but I want to be different, and I want to try different things. And sometimes use my right hand, sometimes my left hand, sometimes two brushes, sometimes my fingers. I've been finger painting some of this shit. And I'm trying different paints and colors and schemes and everything. And I feel like my direction in art has no end. And as long as I keep going the no direction, it will always be like that.
Yeah.
And eventually, someone's going to say to me, "I need your shit."
Mhm.
You guys did.
Mm-hmm.
I've had actually multiple people find my artwork.
Right, like you've had some real nice. Like, didn't you have something with was it the Wounded Warrior
Yeah.
project?
Yep. I just donated that, and you know what? It sucks. I lost contact with the person,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know what it brought in for the food. I'm just glad I did it.
Yeah.
Right, that was awesome.
And the whole reason behind it is the woman or whatever was dating someone that was involved with it, and she asked me, and immediately I went, "Hell yeah!"
Mhm.
And so I drew up this basically army guy screaming, holding his tags in his hand, and the devil behind him screaming back because of the trauma and PTSD and
Yeah.
whatever. And I really just kind of wish I knew how much it brought in.
Right,
But at the same level, who cares as long as I did something like that.
right, that was
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, and I've sold my artwork across the U.S., Arkansas, Kansas, Texas, Florida. It's been shipped out every which direction. I don't really try to sell it. Not that I wouldn't. I want it to be all over the place, but that's the one thing I need direction for. I need someone to grab me by the shoulder and say, do this, sell it like this, put it here, because my life is absolutely crazy through work and through my wife and 3 kids. That's really where I'm putting all my time.
Yeah.
The shit you see on my Stampede Studios, dude, it's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm putting this shit together in
Right.
minutes.
But you're notorious for throwing something together really quick, and I mean, it's got a great quality to it. So I've seen the pieces where you've really taken your time doing them too, and it just shows like, okay, I see we can do it in 5 minutes, and I can see we can do it in 5 days. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive, man. It really is.
Thank you.
I mean, if you're looking for a place to sell your merch, or your, prints and everything, then you got your buddies in Exham Priory here. We got a merch table. We can work something out.
If we don't buy it ourselves, we have a merch table.
So, Kyle, we bought all of them before they even got to the show. So here's your money.
We had business cards for you that we gave out, but
we bought everything.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk and work something out, man.
Yeah.
But dude, it's been a lot of fun having you here today.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of no direction.
The best interviews we've had, honestly, this season have been ones where we kind of had an idea, but never even went towards it whatsoever. Yeah, that's how we like to make things happen here. Just conversation. No need to have some structured, this is the direction that we have to go in. Kind of like you are. You don't like to be one thing, confined to one particular path. Like, let's just see what happens. But it's been an absolute blast having you here.
Absolutely,
guys, in a couple of moments, what we're going to do is show you a little bit of Kyle's artwork. I know we flashed a couple of pieces throughout the
this one
time today, but something like this.
This one right here.
And more awesome stuff coming up. So we'll be back.
Yeah, so that son of a bitch Scott showed up and kicked us out of his office. So now we're back up in the closet with ThinkSoJoe.
We're here with our good buddy Joe Ken.
Hey, Nick and Dan.
Hi, Joe Ken.
All WNY Radio.
All WNY Radio.
All WNY Radio.
Doctor.
Rubbing the leather.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
That's not leather.
I mean, give me a little bit.
Well, probably in about 40 years it might feel like leather.
I'm going to skin Dan and turn him into a jacket.
Are you going to do the talk while you're doing it? Goodbye, horse. Can I do that?
I mean,
I don't know if I can do that.
I mean, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
I plead the fifth.
All right. I don't know how that works.
I don't know, man.
So, Joe, welcome to the Nick and Dan show.
Glad to be here.
Finally.
It's, you had to wait till season 2 to get the good guests.
Well, I mean, it took us a little time. Last season really wasn't all that planned out, and
Not planned out at all.
Like, there was no plan.
No.
Not that this season really has much of a plan.
Guidelines?
But we have a calendar.
We do. We have Space Cats.
We have Space Cats.
Ooh.
I know.
Space Cats.
Space Cats. If you Google the image or the word Space Cat, that's pretty much what the calendar consists of.
It's fucking wonderful.
Now, is that like a space wizard? Is it a space wizard cat?
I don't think there is a Space Wizard
Do we have
cat.
to ask Dr. Leland?
We're going to have to talk to Dr. Leland about the Space Wizard cat, a little-known offshoot of Space Wizard by Yellow Sauce.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Joe,
Yes, Nick.
it's taken us a full season to get you here.
It has.
Schedules didn't quite coordinate.
They did not.
Transportation was a thing.
That's the thing.
Now we're also part of the all WNY radio moniker with you.
Sure is.
Representing.
Right, it's nice to be part of the thing.
Welcome,
Part of the family.
welcome to the family, boys.
Part of the family.
Welcome to the family. So it's good to have you.
Tell us your role with All WNY Radio.
I am the event coordinator and on-air talent on the ThinkSoJoe show, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. live on All WNY Radio.
Live.
Get my two shows confused sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Live on, but nope, other one.
No, not that. That ain't it.
Although if you do listen to the ThinkSoJoe show, it sounds much like what the content of the other show should be.
It depends who's there and who's asking me.
Right?
I don't know, Karina was on a recent episode and we were talking about wrestling and she hasn't watched wrestling since she was a kid, so.
See, there you go.
I forget what we talked about last time when I was there.
I'm going to assume wrestling and video games.
No, I don't usually talk about video
No,
games.
you know what, you too sweeted me. And Dan was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I do remember that. I also remember Brian laughing as I sat there just drinking beer.
Yes, that happens.
I'm good at it.
It's what
He
we
is.
do.
Yeah, so, Wednesdays at 6 p.m., myself and Brian Muller from Breaking Solace.
And what's his other project?
His other project is Silence the Cynic.
That's right.
Just released a 3-song Creedence Clearwater cover EP.
Yeah.
You bastard.
He did. He put it out.
I like our Creedence.
I like your
Song
Creedence
more.
too. That one is not on his, so you guys are in mutually exclusive territory.
Well,
All right. Well,
I
as
mean-
long as there was a, you stay on your side of the line, we'll stay on ours. kind of
Right.
thing.
We did kind of pick one of the most obscure fucking songs out
We
there.
did. Oh my God! Not because he's doing that. Is there a way that we can be the Sharks and he can be the Jets and we can do that shit in
Are
October?
we going to run up and snap at him?
Yes, in October when we spend a weekend with them.
Okay.
Excellent.
So we're going to be from West Side Story, but can we really fuck with people and do like a cover from Phantom of the Opera
Yeah.
while dressed as the Sharks?
I think anything can fly.
And we're going to throw random snapping in there at him. Like we're just going to stop the fucking song and snap our fingers at him.
I like it.
We're coming for you, Muller.
Ah.
So give us a little background about you, Joe. Tell the people where you come from. What makes you you?
Well, I always wanted to be a radio DJ, and so it wasn't going to happen on a professional level, so I made it happen with All WNY Radio.
Woo!
Thanks, Scott!
Thanks, boss.
Right.
Well, I started with All WNY Radio in back in like 2010
Okay.
under previous management, and had a falling out with previous management, and was going to actually start a rival station, and then Scott got All WNY back, and I said, okay, dude, I want to work for you. It'll make it much easier than starting from scratch. And so Scott hired me on. We had a 1 a.m. meeting, and that led to the ThinkSoJoe show, and also later led to me being the event coordinator, so I put together all the shows and everything for All WNY. So I get to do all this cool shit that I wanted to do when I was a kid.
Nice.
Make a little bit of money off of some of the stuff, you know.
Now, I mean, Dan and I will both attest. We both know it didn't all start radio.
No,
You were
not.
Bands once upon a time.
I was in a band once upon a time.
Tell us about your musical background.
Well, I was in a band called ThinkSoJoe with a gentleman that you guys know very well, Mr. Luke.
Nah, fuck
Lucifer?
that guy.
Fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
fuck that guy? Okay,
You
fuck
guys
that guy.
remember Luke, right?
So,
Yeah, I was in a band with Luke. Anth was later in my band.
okay.
You guys remember Anth too, right?
I don't count.
And we were in a band called ThinkSoJoe. We did a bunch of shows together and had a good few years. And that actually led directly to me being a part of All Western New York Radio.
All right.
Now this band ThinkSoJoe you speak of, I believe that in one of your All Western New York radio shows, we brought you on stage and did one of your ThinkSoJoe songs.
You did. You had kidnapped me the previous night.
Yes,
I was locked in your basement. Your wife heard me screaming and wouldn't let me out. But then the Dreadnecks rescued me, and then I had turned on the Dreadnecks to join Exham Priory the next day.
Yay!
That's right. As the unofficial 5th member.
Indeed.
Now, in celebration of your unofficial 5th member-ness, let's take a little snippet of the Burning the Bush song that we've covered from Think So Brain.
Bush.
Alrighty. Whatever.
Do you want to take the next topic?
Yeah, sure, but I think we're still in the musical thing. I just wanted to throw it in there before I forgot about it.
Ah,
Because
nice.
not much sleep in the past few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is the joy of pre-filming. We can edit all this out,
I know.
and probably keep it for like extras or something.
Yeah, that whole blooper reel is going to take us a year to make.
Oh my god.
Actually, it's going to take a year to make, and then the last is going to be awesome because it's going to be the entire Inherent Vice.
It really is. All fucking 3.5 hours of it. There was so much to work with. Like, you don't understand.
I bet.
It's the whole thing was a blooper reel. Like, just laugh. It made it so hard to edit because
Dude, I've never laughed so hard.
we were all just cracking up nonstop. Nonstop. Buster was fucking trash. Wheeling around on a little fucking stool.
Oh, it was a good time.
They put him on a leash.
I put him on a leash.
That's right, and then he escaped.
He escaped.
And then he escaped off screen.
Yeah, we
It's
were
like, you're on the
talking.
shot.
We took one of these little sidebars to look at Mr. Skeleton so we could later put some fucking voiceover work to it.
Right.
And we turn back around, he's like this under a stool. We're like, what are you doing? He goes, nothing.
And then he just pushes away.
Wheels over to the mini fridge and comes back with 2 beers.
It was spectacular. Like, I feel like one of these days I'm gonna
Yeah.
air that unhindered. Well, one, not anything that might make somebody look bad or
Right.
I don't think any bad mouthing went on there,
No, I don't think so.
but still, I'm gonna air that mostly unhindered.
Here it-
Oh my god.
So that was Exham Priory's version of Think So Brain's Burning the Bush with our good buddy Joe Kent on guitar and backing vocals.
How about Nick on vocals on that? You sang that way better than I ever did.
Not bad for learning the words a couple of days prior.
I know. We literally had
a couple
like
of days
2
prior.
practices.
Yeah.
What can I say? I got a gift to make noises sound like words.
And then the next thing we did together, we had 1 practice for.
Yes.
However, luckily we both had heard that song for decades prior
This is true.
to.
Actually, it's funny because Brian had asked, we did California Love together.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian was like, I'm surprised you learned the words that fast. Dude, the song's 20 years old.
Right.
I've known the words for 19 years.
How long does it take Brian to learn a fucking song?
Apparently a while.
Wow.
More than
Man.
19 years.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I think he's younger than us.
He is younger than us. I think he's 30, maybe 31. I don't know.
Doctor.
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 I concur.
Doctors.
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 Now that we've completed the medical portion of today's segment.
Cha-ching.
So, Joe, how does it feel to be the official 5th member of... No, I'm sorry, unofficial. Because we really haven't made it official.
Really haven't.
Really haven't.
But I like, not having labels or anything and any expectations.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like a fly-by-night kind of thing.
So how does it feel to be the Axl Rose of Exham Priory?
Would I be more like the Bumblefoot of XM Priory because I just show up like at random shows and play with you guys?
The man's got a point.
You do.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Bumblefoot.
Bumblefoot.
As badly as these guys abuse me,
Oh, shut up.
I still enjoy being the unofficial 5th member of XM Priory.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. We
I don't
don't
either.
fucking abuse him whatsoever. Let me make this clear. Just because you smack somebody around a little bit doesn't mean that you fucking don't love them. Don't fucking look at me that way.
Just because you ride a bitch's back like Yoda on Luke doesn't mean you don't love him.
So both of his hands were on his shoulders. What the fuck was poking Luke in the middle of the back?
That walking stick.
Ah,
Oh.
sure.
Little legs, you see.
You've seen Star Wars.
Yes,
right?
I've seen Star Wars. I'm not that culturally.
Listen, because I know it's a bit on your radio show, the ThinkSoJoe show, where Brian gives you homework to watch movies.
Yeah.
I know you're not very well versed in the movie realm.
I am not.
So I just wanted to make sure that we weren't talking over your head or anything.
No, I have seen Star Wars. I know what
Okay.
you're talking about there.
Excellent.
Gotcha.
He's seen Star Wars.
He saw Star Trek. Got it.
I've also seen Star Trek. I've had to watch all of those fucking movies.
I am
May
sorry.
the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Go Team Venture.
Yeah.
Yes, the unofficial fifth member of Exham Priory.
Yep. We wouldn't have it any other way.
So we're officially making it unofficial, I guess.
So you know what we need to do to fuck with people is to have me on a show with you guys that isn't one of my shows.
So are you saying this is more a relationship out of convenience than anything?
Well, it just so happens that every time we've done something, it's been on one of my shows.
So
One
you're
of the
saying,
all WNY shows.
what you're saying is you're trying to ride our coattails to the top.
I am. You guys make me a lot of money. They're laughing. It's true.
Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
We just had a lot of fun and
We do, man.
drink a lot of beer. Hey, speaking of which,
Cheers.
I dripped a little bit.
I saw that.
Yeah, well.
Now, for those of you who don't know, the reason why Joe is so close with Exham Priory isn't because we go way, way back on a personal level. It's because he was actually supposed to be in the band before I was.
This is true.
Sure, we had contacted Joe probably about 2 months
Yep.
prior to getting on with Dan. And Joe was supposed to come out to practice, and
That was another thing where schedules didn't line up right and transportation, things like that. And,
Yeah.
next thing you know, you guys are calling me like, hey, we got a bass player. I'm like, that's cool. Who is it? Like, Dan Twist. Like, yeah, you guys are good.
and the rest was history.
Yeah.
So they say. Although,
Who are they?
somehow,
All right, who's they?
I don't know.
Why the fuck
They
are
are
they
the same people who told us to do this horse shit.
Why the fuck are they talking about us?
Because they told us to do this.
Are they saying mean things?
Probably.
How mean?
Very mean.
Fuck.
It's all them.
What about them?
Could be them.
What about them?
Maybe it's them.
But
But
probably
it's definitely them.
Definitely them.
Definitely.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Knock it off.
We told them.
We did.
So Joe is a podcaster. I mean, we've kind of hobcobbled a setup together. You didn't see season 1 setup. It was something.
I didn't see it in person, but I had watched season 1, so I saw
It was
a little bit of it. I didn't see how you were set up, like, equipment-wise, but I saw
It was.
I heard it wasn't.
It was a. We had a meeting with Joe Caffarella on how to further the Exham Priory band, if you will, or brand, if you will, and he suggested doing stupid little things, put them on YouTube. Like if you guys have a funny moment during the band practice, put it on YouTube. If you guys have something on stage, put it on YouTube. And the two of us were sitting in my garage one day and figured, well, we do a lot of shit outside of the band. How can we do that and put that on YouTube? So Beer came in, and we were standing in my garage and said, well, we have 2 motorcycles to sit on, and I have 2 extra microphones, and ooh, look, jack stands. We'll put microphones on jack stands. Put them in the center of the garage.
I believe this show started off as Nick and Dan Do Stuff.
Nick and Dan doing shit.
Nick and Dan doing
Dan
shit.
doing shit, I believe,
Yeah,
was
alright.
the title as
Yeah.
far as what we called them in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, we're going to call that Season 1.1.
Well, that'd be 1.0. After that would be 1.1.
There wasn't a 1.0. There was just went straight to 1.1.
That doesn't make any sense.
So that was the prototype, and then the actual first season was 1.0.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening right now.
We're discussing semantics of version numbers.
Listen, all I know is that I've been drinking beer and suddenly math got involved, and this is some horse shit.
Yeah, that doesn't work for Nick.
I'm going to need to know what the cosine is of this whole thing.
10.
We need to check that math.
Never.
You get your graphing calculator out.
Never,
Come on.
ever check the math.
Ever?
Ever.
No.
Not in one instance?
Not in one instance.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, life tip number 1 of this episode.
Don't check the math.
Ever.
Ever.
You know what happens when I check the math when it involves you guys? my show just shuts right down.
You should stop checking the map.
Yeah. Or it always involves you guys. I don't know.
You've seen us on stage. You've been on stage with us. We're a ball of chaos.
This is true.
We are. If you watch cartoons and you watch, let's say, the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, when they start to get in their little fucking quarrel that they get into, and it's just a dust ball with a foot here and a leg, that's us in real life.
Sure. I say you've been to our practices.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been kidnapped by you at your practices.
That's true. And apparently lived in my basement.
Yeah.
And my wife is a horrible person for not letting you out. Did she at least feed you?
No.
Misha.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know if she actually knew I was down there. Like, I was yelling and screaming. I don't know if she heard me or if she just thought it was something going on outside.
She does not like the basement. I can attest to that.
Okay, so maybe that was it. Maybe she just didn't want to open the door.
So
I don't know.
Nothing to do with her Canadianism?
No. Well, half of my house is an addition. So the basement only goes under half of my house. But to get the ductwork through there for the heating vents, they had to blow a small hole in the foundation, the outer wall of my basement. It'd go underneath the addition. And it's not covered. You know, I mean, it's framed in. Like
I've seen the hole.
Yeah. And
I've seen this hole.
He's seen all the holes. And she thinks that's where the zombies are going to come from. So she doesn't like the basement.
Like how they get in or where they originate from?
I'm going to go with both just because.
It's because of her Canadianism.
Maybe.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, it's been a blast having you today.
Glad to be here.
About fucking time you got on the Nick and Dan show. We wanted to get you on all last season. We finally made it happen.
Indeed.
Finally!
Well,
Finally!
Joe Kent has come on the Nick and Dan show. Oh.
why would you really come to the Nick and Dan show?
Phrasing! Phrasing!
At least you didn't say in the Nick and Dan show.
Joe Kent came and Dan.
Now we gotta film it. God damn it.
Oh! You're filming that. I'm not. No! I don't want any part of this. I was making this shit up. Apparently I'm God. What I say becomes real.
It's gonna be on the internet. It's gotta be true.
You did say it on the internet. Wait, that means I gotta be involved. No. I'm overruling you.
Why are you arguing for this? That means you gotta do bad things with him.
Well,
Yeah, I'm overruling
getting the
this.
shaft. Literally.
He is getting the shaft.
You've gotta have the shaft for that.
Yeah.
And
I'm torn.
I just shaved my back. It
Just
just
look Karina in the eye while you're doing it.
She'd probably be into it, man.
She might be.
She would have some fucking. She'd be eating her Brando's pizza. Like, yeah, that motherfucker's getting it right there.
Now choke him.
Yeah, exactly.
Choke
Spit
him.
on him a little bit.
Coming up, music from Wyatt Coin. But first, ads. Whether you're looking for a cold drink or just a place to hang out, make sure to come down to the River Pub, 6004 Buffalo Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. Open 7 days a week. Come on down to the River Pub and have a cold one. Hang out on the patio out back, or stick around because there's something going almost every evening. And is the pub not quite enough? Are you also looking for some grub? Stop right next door at Submariners.
Where we pride ourselves with amazing quality products with generous portions.
See you down at the River Pub or Submariners, 6004 Buffalo Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. Check them out online for more details. Are you looking for your next amplifier? Are you trying to redefine your sound? Do you need that piece of equipment to complement your amazing guitar playing? Well, look no further. Bison Electronics has what you need. Look up Bison Electronics online. Handmade from the ground up in Buffalo, New York. Now for some amazing music from Wyatt Coin.
That's all from the Nick and Dan Show for this week. Be sure to tune in on the YouTube channel at Exham Priory for Tuesday Antics, plus the full extended version every Thursday on allwnyradio.com.